guys, Anthony Cummins here. It's Natori Weekend 2017 and we're in October. So it is now Friday and I've got the guys on the way down. So I've just been shopping to get some stuff in. I'm just about to axe some wood up and then we're going to crack on. Remember, whenever you are getting guests around, make sure that you have the place is warm, it smells nice. That, as you can see, we've got the old candles on. Can you see that, guys? It's a rabbit in my garden. See if it'll move. There you go. They're always in there. Right, it's now nearly 6 o'clock, guys. We've got the Peter here, we've got the John here, but Paul, he's sort of late, so we're having to stop without him. We're nearly at 6 o'clock. We've been waiting for a while, but he's not arrived yet, so we hope he's alright. His phone's gone dead, I think. So we're just going to eat and then save him some food. Right, okay, everyone is here. Paul has arrived safely and he's not dead. But it says in Heika Jodan, it says you always receive gift donations, which of course these course fees are, on a fan. So I've given Peter his change. This is from John there, and we've got Paul's. So we've got, thank you very much, guys. This, as I've told everyone, will pay for kit. We're going to buy some shinai with it. We're going to buy some other stuff with it, which you will see in the next course. So that's what that goes on. So that goes in a separate envelope now, and we spend that for Natori equipment, and it gets added to the donations. Right, it's the Friday night, and we've got our swords together, and as we've done, there's our hidden markers. Shinobi Jirushi, and this is Paul's, this is John's. And Peter's not got his swords with him though, so his number will be on his swords at home because he had problems getting taxis this morning from Scotland. So, which is no problem, he can borrow my swords for the weekend. So that is how it goes, guys, and that means, and put them in order. Paul. Paul put them in like random order, and I'm a bit OCD, and I'm like, no, get them in order.
Just a bit, eh?
All my washing up liquids in order. So, and as you can see, that means now, it would be nice to have the traditional, just a dot, but at the end of the day, we can all reach down, we all know his swords, and they are covered when it's on your body, so they're not seen. So, yeah. Are we happy with those, guys?
They look good.
Yeah, we're happy. And the old Pete's there behind us. Okay, guys, we're going to go through what is called Natori Ryu Gunsho no Mokoroku, which means basically the list of military scrolls by Natori Ryu.
Sure.
Right, guys, so we've got Heika Jodan. So it's basically conversations by military families, conversations, yeah? So these are like things you should discuss, or things that military families should discuss. Then we go to Heigu Yo Ho. So this word yo here is very important. That actually means pivot. So where's Peter's fan? There we go. So basically, it's got a secondary meaning, which is pivot of a fan, so a pivot here. So it says in the Kuden, the secret traditions, that the word yo is used, heigu yo ho, because it's ways, so the pivoting ways for military tools. But it's actually translated as important points or important ways for military equipment, military gear. But this has a secondary meaning, meaning bringing things together. So the idea is all your stuff, your armour, your swords, your tactics, everything comes together like a fan. But then you get, now I want you to notice here, it changes. So Ippei Yoko, and we get the same yo, which means pivots, but here it's not ways. Can you see the last kanji? It's not ways. So it's important achievements for the independent warrior. But Natori Ryu Kuden actually tells us that means important ways for warriors in victory, because that's a play on word with the word katsu. One of its more rare readings means victory. Important achievements for warriors to gain victory, or important achievements for the independent warrior. Then we've got Heiki Yoho, which again we've gone back to these two kanji here. Can you see we've got Yoho, so important points or important ways on military duties. Then we go to Suisen Yoho, which means important ways on aquatic warfare. Then we get Kundo Yoho, important ways on the path of the Lord. So this is where we start getting into high level leadership. Then we go for, oh, excuse me, then we go for Gun by Yoho, important ways on esoteric military aspects. Then we've got Gun Ki Yoho, so this is important points on military chi. Then we've got, then we've got Gunshu Yoho, important points for teachings for the military. Now see this here, that actually means Narai as well. You'll see that in almost all of the scrolls. Something something Narai, something something Narai, or something something Koto. It's the same one. Then you get Gunyaku Yoho, which is important points on military powders, which is missing. Gunzo Yodoki, which is also missing as well. Right, we're just going through the scrolls that I can't put them out there. These are the secret ones. These are for the lads only, the registered students. So, but basically, J. Kane the other day put the image of kanji up for learning a different kanji, and the water one had got up, and Paul just recognised the water instantly, but he couldn't have recognised it before J. Kane made the image and banged it on the hub. So the hub is working, guys. It's doing well. So well done, J. Kane. So we've got the lamp here. Paul has made this lamp and he's done it. Obviously there's a lot of lantern stuff, but for the minute we're just going to go outside and see what it's like. However, the street lights are on, so we'll go a bit further down, yeah? So, to show the difference between lanterns, and tomorrow we'll get Peter's torch out, but have a wander down there, mate. That is pretty much black. Just let him go ahead. Obviously I can still see him at the minute, but the camera can't pick him up, but he's almost vanished now, you know. Yeah. And then that's what they're talking about, the Shoninki, when you make a horizon with your sword, and you will be then watching that lantern. So, right, we're just outside. You can't see. Let's basically put that near your face, Paul. So there's the Paul, and we've just been trying the swordman from behind, looking at the distance, and these things pretty much light just around your feet, so you can see around your feet. So obviously we don't know what types of candles they used then. Were they brighter? Was it having concoctions in it, pine resin, anything like that? But yeah, it does, and the Shoninki and the Heikajodan moving from behind, and then moving behind this and then attacking the man from behind works perfectly. But we just can't show it on camera. But it's a really good trick. Right, I'm going to try and capture the. This is the swordsman. So this is what's happening. I'm fighting Paul. So boom, 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 boom. That's in my way. And then obviously, whenever John's ready, bang! You can't see him. Like I didn't see. I know you can't see him on the camera. Do that again, John, but do it slow. I can't see him now. So, hold on, hold the light up. There's John, there you can see his hand. But basically, take that away, the light. Put the light, back at me, Paul. I can't see John. I can see John in the light there. But that's where it says, duck behind Paul, that's it. You hide your shadow, you hide your kamae, it says bang, straight out, boom, dead. Well done, that's mint. Natori Ryu, extraordinaire. Sorry, is it going?
Yeah.
Right. So, right guys, we've just done, it's getting on a bit now, it's quite late, but we've just done an hour or so on me testing the guys and their amazing answers. They all know lots of stuff. So we've just been through the history of Kusunoki Fuden, Yui Shosetsu, Tokugawa Yorinobu, the environment Isui Sensei grew up in, and the people he was seeing and the people he was talking to. But we then say that all of it stops when we get to Isui Sensei. It doesn't develop anymore, and then it actually starts to fracture. And I'll give you an example of how Natori Ryu fractures. And these are tripwires. So the different Kuden we get is one is Koga and one is Tokyo. And these are tripwires on a battlefield. Yeah. However, one of them says you dig pits there. So when a horse or men are jumping over these, and these are covered in brambles and all that, you know, and grass, but they know they're there. The scouts have told them they go over, but there's pitfall traps there, and they jump into them, and they're like, oh my god, legs going. Whereas in the other branch of Natori Ryu, so the branches of Natori Ryu split off, the trips are there, but the trench is there. So the concept is the same. Pitfall traps with tripwires, pitfall traps with tripwires, but you can see how the school's starting to divide now. So different branches are creating different ways of doing the same thing but with slightly different points. So that's how you defend. Andrew Throwburn, if you would like to make those, please, and we'll get them done. Fake black.
Good job yourself.
Right, it is now, we're on the port. The port's out, the fire's dying. There's a ship in the background apparently. So this is Paul's folder. This is 10 points to Paul, everyone. He's pulled it out. Look at that for Natori. He's then got Jay's stuff that he's been putting on the hub. And these are the lessons, which is perfect. Excellent. Is it in alphabetical order? Ooh, 5 points deducted for not in alphabetical order. It should be. It's set up so it can be in alphabetical order. Exactly. But yeah, it's still a good effort, Paul. We'll shift them around before tomorrow. Or tomorrow, shift them around. Right, it is about midnight. We've had a lovely conversation. We've been talking about all sorts. We've gone from Book of Five Rings. We've done Sonchi no Heiho, which is the art of war. We've gone through Shoninki. We've gone through some of the gunpowder, some basic stuff, and we had a Natori Ryu quiz. And then we're just pretty much putting all the beds up now, getting ready, and off to bed we go. As I said, it should have been 7 of us this week, so it's actually, it would have been hard to get 7 of us in here, wouldn't it? A little bit. So we'll see you in the morning for breakfast. Fade to black, fade into breakfast. Right, it is Saturday morning. It's raining, shame, but we've got some arch. We've got balloons tied to wow, the wind just picked up, but we've got the arches going in the Welsh weather. So it's a shame. It was doing all right, but now
He's lost it.
oh.
Now we need to get lessons.
Okay there, Pete. Sorry, mate.
He's lost it.
Now it is weeing down. So it's not in focus, guys. We're going through the old spoken literary classics. And I wish the Taiheki was in it. Right, I've got to do some printing, so I'll give these guys a task. Peter is making the sword. Can you just quick, I know you're busy, Pete, just show them what it is.
It's the Sukabukuro. It's basically what you put on top of the actual suka. It goes over the suba as well, and it covers it from rain, dirt and that, just when you're travelling.
Shows on the short one, the dagger. So there's masking tape on it on the minute, but he's just going through.
And it basically ties up.
So when you travel, and why is it in leather?
It's in leather to stop it for the rain and that. It's
perfect. These two have been given the job of they have to draw out the plan of a castle while I print off some stuff upstairs, and I've been prepare some meals. So let's come back and see how they've done. Right, they're just designing the castle. They're just reorientating it north, south, east, west and all that. And they're going to explain it to me in a moment. Right guys, we're on page 218, we're doing castle layout, so if you follow this through, you're on page 218 and you'll see it all there. So we've got main keep, we've got main enclosure, second enclosure, see that the gates are not aligned, third enclosure. Remember in Japan, south is at the top, north is at the bottom, so we've got south enclosures, north enclosures, west enclosures, east enclosures, and we've got the outer wall. Now remember, everything is led round, and when we get here, we've got basically the tiger's mouth and the horse's area, if you like. And what this means is,
Here you'll have a retractable bridge, and here you have this wall. And what happens is people, the road is offset, so people will crash on that. So anybody who's trying to come in has to go around there. It pushes charging people off it against the gate, and it means everybody's got to get into this area, which is there. There are Yagura turrets, and they will be peppering that like that. So every time somebody comes around, they get peppered. But it also means if you need to leave the castle on a sally, then you actually can shelter behind there and then race out. You're not going to get peppered on this runway. And this is the tiger's mouth. So if they break the gate, come through, again, Yagura turrets, and in here, and they will get peppered and shot from all directions. And then this happens all the way around the castle, all the way till you get to the main keep, and that's what makes it difficult to get into a Japanese castle. Something that did come out of this conversation is, if you're trying to compare these to Western castles, that's the Western castle. Not this bit. This is a citadel in what we would call, so it means the city is inside of it. But these are big, later Sengoku period castles. Remember when we're talking earlier Sengoku period, you're talking mountain castles, quick fortresses. Right, so what I did is I set them off to do this, and I think you guys should do it. Draw out the castle and keep drawing it out, so you use the terms Tenshu, Honmaru, Ninomaru, Sannomaru, you know, all that type of stuff. And then get them all down and keep drawing it out. And then when you go and have a look at these castles, so for example, so we're in Paul's book, we're in Samurai Castle, and as you can see, it's there. Tenshu, there it is. Honnomaru, there it is. Sannomaru, sorry, Ninomaru, which is here, and then Sannomaru, which is here, further out. And then of course you get the enclosures, the east, west, north, depending on which castle it is. But you can see it all working there from this diagram. Right guys, we've got a teaching called Hori no Narai, which is the teachings on moats. So these are the different types of moats. This is an angled moat. These are all in book 2. So book 2 will be out obviously when it is, and these are what you're going to study in there. The angled moat, so people are coming in, they get trapped at this vertical section with the castle wall stroke earthworks at this bit. The V-shaped moat, which again, everybody back in there. This is pretty much a standard wide moat, if you like. I've drawn more of a Sengoku period palisade and earthworks as opposed to the castle. These are the ridged moats, which actually, this is difficult for you to envision, but basically, imagine that goes down and that goes up, but there's lots of mounds and ridges, and people have to go over it, across that, but it's very bumpy and in almost like a grid square. So I'll have to get a proper drawing of that though, but that'll have to be another video. This is a standard bank and ditch. There's your bank, there's your ditch. People have got to go in and up, of course. And these are outer and inner moats. So in a castle you get an inner moat and an outer moat. So this is Hori no Narai. So if anybody wants to have a go at this, they can, and get some drawings done. But that is the term in Natori Ryu, the teaching's name. Right guys, Peter has made these. I know we filmed them before, but come and have a look. So this is how we're starting to look at our sword set should be. You've got your hidden mark there, which of course goes across under your obi. And then these are the hilt covers. So as you can see, Isui Sensei says they've got to be made out of soft leather, and they've got to be tied in a way which means the rain doesn't go into the scabbard, which means they come over your guard. There you can feel the guard, so it comes over, ties underneath. But they've also got to be thin enough that you can still hold it in a fight and be able to come off when you draw. So you've still got to be able to fight with that on and hold it and fight and feel underneath. So the ones Peter has made are perfect. They're absolutely superb. What you can't do is you can't put it back on. You have to then fiddle about with it, but I assume you're only going to draw your sword if you're killing people, so you might have to bother about with it. And then same with this, straight away, boom, and that's how you're going to fight with it. Right, it's English food time. We've got Yorkshire puds and spuds, chicken in gravy, stuffing. Right guys, the rain is somewhat hammering it down. I don't know if you can see that, but it is hammering it out there. So we have retired to the fire, and we are now going to do some Shoninki study. So I've printed this out for these guys. If you want a copy of this, it's brush stroke style Mokuroku, which means list of the skills from the Shoninki, and this will be available in a full scroll, traditional, in the correct sizes by Andrew Thoburn. So that will go, but I'm giving, because these guys have turned up on the course, they can get a free copy of the PDF, the printout, and we will go from there. So we're going to go through and have a look. Obviously I can't film it all for you guys, but you get the idea. We're going to go through each one. Now in this PDF I've made it quite special because we've put the katakana down there, and which means you can read it, and then we've subdivided some sections. So for example, Tokan, can you see Tokan? Then we've got the Gokan, and then the different types of 5 spy, all with the katakana. So all you need to do is read the katakana. There they are, and then it goes back up, and you get, Kyodo, and then you get Togiki, then you get Shinobi no Mono, and then you get Nusabito. Okay, so that's the types of spy which we're going to go through today. Sorry guys, we're not filming much, but look, it is ramming it down. So we're doing at the minute, we've got a very much a head study going on here. We're going through the different kanji. They're the cycles of life and death, and we're going through Kichi's 5 beautiful things. So you can see here we've got it down. So his 5 things for infiltrating. Got the 10 ancient ways of ninjutsu. Everybody's been really good. Everybody's answering some top questions. Got the cider out. We've got snacks. I think we might make a cup of tea soon, but we're on beer, so I don't know if beer and tea will go together. But and there's Natori-kun at the top. Now a mascot for Wakayama. So just to keep you updated guys, so it's been quite a while since the last time, but we're having a right good study session. Right, what's the dono-hi used for? In the Shonin kit specifically says the dono-hi is used for X.
I use it to start fires.
But it says a word, a Japanese word. You don't remember? Sorry if you don't remember. So it's called jiaki. It says the dono-hi is extremely useful for jiaki. And jiaki, when you break the kanji down, means ground burning. And at first we didn't know what this was. But obviously then we found out deeper, and then we found it in the Natori Ryu Kuden. It's in there. So jiaki comes to about 4 different sections. The first one, so jiaki is based in, first of all there is ground burning, 2 parts, and then there is self-burning, 2 parts. So ground burning, and basically this is to create space in a castle. So when you're going to set up a fortification, or when you've got a castle area, you wait for the wind to be in the right direction, and then you burn it down. So you get your dono-hi, just a minute. So the first one, so here's the dono-hi, sorry I just had to run and get it. So dono-hi, you take it with your shinobi, it's part of like Natori Ryu's, well, it's part of many ninja schools, but Natori Ryu, this is the Natori Ryu version, and it has got hot embers in it, and you go off, and when you need to go sort of like clear an area to create a fortress, remember it's not, fortress is not this big stone wall job. In the Sengoku period, this is like made of palisades and everything. You send out shinobi and you burn the area down, and you clear it out, burn it all down. So that's part 1. So part 1 is to create space. So we create space using a jiaki to burn the ground. So this is ground burning number 1. The next one is in ground burning is, in quotation marks, hold on, accidental fires. You know what I mean? Setting fires on the enemy. And what they mean by this is that people aren't going to go, oh crap, there's a shinobi there, they've just burnt us down. It's like, oh, the horse, the stables has caught fire. You know, this section has caught fire. But you as a shinobi are creeping in and taking this off, burning it, and then they're like, oh my god, quick, get the water thingy. And that's when other people can start doing stuff. You can take, remember we talked about the 10 ancient ways of the ninja, create, change, create, that's one of the parts you create. Then we move to the next kanji, which is self-burning. Now self-burning, let me just get it out for you. Self-burning are basically tactical fires on your own land. So you're already in position, you're already there, and it comes in sort of 2 parts this, but I won't go into it on this video. But basically 2 parts where you burn your own place. Now you can do this, so you know when we did before the castle, you got Honmaru, Nimaru, Sanmaru. Yep, so if you need to burn an area, you can burn an area. Now this is famous for sort of Kusunoki Masashige. Kusunoki Masashige did the old burn the inside and leave dead bodies, and it looked like they'd all burnt and committed suicide. But there's also where you dig out trenches and you put spikes in and you put pitfall traps, and what you do is you burn the area but then use the ash and cover those traps. And when the enemy rush in, they will fall into the traps, and then you can shoot them from your Honmaru, the main enclosure, because you burn the second enclosure.
if it just plays.
Right,
like
guys,
this,
basically we've got a foam pad and we've got a load of cocktail sticks and we've snapped them all up, and we are dealing with tripwires and rangui, which is the sections of 5 spikes. Now we've used dental floss for the, I don't know if you can see it there. We've used dental floss to simulate the wires and bushes and traps inside of there. But as you can see, basically you can see there's a network here, and there's a tripwire from there to there and there to there. So you have to come through an angle to go through. You have to come through an angle, and you don't have to have that at every single one. But you also dig trenches there, so you dig. Do you remember we did it before in the video? We did it on the whiteboard. You dig a trench there, a trench there, a trench there. But the other Kuden version was a whole trench across here. And then the rangui, you need to treat this the same as when you do castle. So when you invade a castle. So as you can see, we go through. They've got an area, a killing area there, so people will be able to shoot in. They've put a false depth in here, so that means that basically when you're looking from this way, you're trying to find your way through, it's an illusion. But so it says you have to have pathways for your soldiers. And that's easy to defend because no enemies getting through there is going to be really difficult. But next time what we're going to do is maybe put a black cloth on this and do it again. But that is, so if you are at your dojo, guys, or you're there, it's very easy. Just basically get yourself a piece of styrofoam, get yourself a load of cocktail sticks, and maybe obviously some red string or something, and start recreating it. So everyone out there, start giving that a go, and let's see your examples. Make a battlefield battlefield with stakes and tripwires. Right, it's been hours after I've spoke, guys, hours, and we've had a really nice evening. We've got the port out, we've got the Scotsman, we've got the Southerners, and we have been discussing. We've got the board out, we've gone through some swordsmanship, and we've gone through some different philosophy of swordsmanship and different moves. But it is a gale out there. We actually got told there's going to be a gale, and it's not looking too healthy. So we just literally, it's blowing a blizzard out here, basically. Everything's been blown over. So it's nice and warm in here. We've got friendship going, we've got company, it's all very nice. And we've talked about some Sun Tzu and the invasion of Korea. And I'm going to switch off now, so just so you guys don't jump straight to tomorrow. But we'll see you in the morning. Pete's got to go at midday, same as John's got to go at midday. But then me and Paul are going to wrap a sword handle. Right. It is breakfast time in the Cummins household. And here we are with my friends. However, unfortunately, Peter's got to go all the way back to Glasgow today, so he's got to set up very soon, and John's got to go back, so it'll be only me and Paul pretty much after breakfast. So I will crack on with some sword wrapping after that. Right, unfortunately we didn't get to use them too much. We went doing archery, but Crumpy made these samurai shields. So we got Paul, and duck down Paul. I'll take the defensive position. Then obviously he'd come up with his bow, jump, and shoot. So we're going to get some more of them. We've got 2 of them. So I took them down yesterday, but the wind, it was just getting hurricanes down, so we had to come back in. So 2 of them have gone. John and Peter have gone home now because John's got to go back today for his family. So he'll be getting home at like 5 in the afternoon, 5 in the evening, and Peter's going to get home about midnight because he lives that far away. And I'm here with Paul. He's still here, but Paul is doing me a favour and practicing, and he's going to wrap the sword handle. So he's gone online and got what you can find about it, and he's going to go through it. So I won't be filming that there. I'm going to edit this video while he does that, and then I'll put that in a separate video. Right, guys, we've had a good weekend. It's been a bit shorter than normal. People arrived Friday afternoon and they've gone quite early on the Sunday. Paulie's still here, he's holding the camera. But now we're going to spend the afternoon, it's midday, so we're going to spend the afternoon going through sword parts and wrapping the handle. However, we're not going to film that because we've filmed that multiple times, but you guys, every time you get together, go through the sword parts, go through like sword maintenance, and we'll be looking at my antique blade and looking at how to maintain it and make sure it's all kept very nice. It's now October in 2017, so I know David Osborne is out there with Jeff doing something, Andrew's doing something, everybody's doing something on the same weekends that we are doing it. So each year now we're going to have 3 weekends a year where we all, as Natori Ryu students and as, you know,
dedicated followers of Natori, we're going to spend 3 weekends a year doing it. Another weekend, the 4th weekend, will be Natori Day, where we just go out and have a party, and wherever you are, live, go out and have a meal, get dressed up, enjoy yourself. And the other one, obviously, Andrew and I will be going to America, and there'll be some other seminars and probably a Japan trip. So realistically, there'll be 5 or 6 times a year when everybody is sort of like working together across the globe to pull Natori's teachings out into the air. Right guys, okay, have a lovely day, and if you get a chance, check out the video for Paul wrapping the sword handle, which should be up on our channel as well. Okay guys, see you later.